Hello, my friend. Thanks for being here. Way back when I was at art school, which is longer than I would like to admit, I had some amazing tutors, and I want to share one piece of information that's really stuck with me because it was quite a change or a shift from where I was at the time. And it's really only now or recently that I'm starting to embody that more. Because when I was at art school, I was young, and it was around the time when when computers and working on the computer was just kind of coming in. And my 18-year-old self was like, computers will never catch on. So don't come to me for trend advice, but art making advice, sure. But essentially I would go to school and I would do the work and they would assign homework and I would go home and do the briefs, do the assignments, and that was my artwork, that was my schoolwork. And the rest of my life was going out at the weekend, partying with friends, or hanging out with family, hanging out with dogs, doing normal young person things. Oh my god, that makes me sound so old. But what I was doing was very segmented, I guess, and everything fitted in its neat little box. Here was my family time, here was my friends time, here was my going out time, here was my alone time, here was my art school time, here was my homework. And the advice that really stuck with me was one of my tutors that said, try not to make your art be separate from your life. Try and bring art into your life. Make your art about your life. Make art be your life, like merging the two. And I guess up until then, I'd always separated it. I'd always made it separate artwork, and then I'd kind of get back to my life, or I'd get back to doing me or doing the artwork that I actually wanted to make, because I was making this special art that would meet the brief or that the tutors would want to see, and that was kind of different. When actually what they were saying was, bring those two things together. If you've seen any of my other videos, I try to incorporate my life into my art by literally drawing every day, or drawing my everyday scenes and things that happen to me through like feelings and emotions and what someone said that's really struck me in a way that I feel it has to be recorded or captured in a art form. So I've really taken that idea on board, and I did a video recently where I talk about one of the things that I use to help me get started or to know what to draw is when I check in with myself and how I'm feeling and then draw that. But another thing that is helpful when you're stuck with what to draw is using this advice from my tutor, is how can you respond to your own life? How can you bring your life into your art? And that might just be as simple as drawing a picture about a movie that you went to see last night. Or, for example, I went to see a band play yesterday and I really enjoyed it, and it was quite moving, and there were parts of it that really struck me and stuck out to me. So I'm going to draw a response artwork to that and just see what comes out. So this is me in collection mode. It's time to get some pieces together to try and describe the artwork, along with a necessary cup of tea. The band that I went to see was called Hester and the Music, and they actually played inside a library on the stairs to the different floors of the library. And I thought that was quite an unusual venue. So this is something that definitely stood out to me, and I wanted to reflect that in the drawing. I'm actually super stoked with how these stairs turned out, just because they're quite simple, and using bits of collage and bits of line, that was really fun. Here I'm drawing onto the collage this beautiful long coat, because all of the singers and the choir would wear these long trench coats, and it was just quite an impactful visual, and I wanted to capture it in some kind of collage just because it seemed really fitting. I had to go over this with my Vivid pen because the actual pens were just too thin and you couldn't see it on the collage. This is me trying to capture the hairstyle of the main singer. She has a really cool hairstyle. I love a small fringe and she just really rocks it, so I really wanted to capture that. One of her songs is called Sweetheart and it was really beautiful. It's a song about her standing in the kitchen and her partner calls her sweetheart for the first time. And this is a snake, if you can't already tell. And it's a story that she tells through song where it's a photograph that she's looking at when she was a child. And the photograph is of the snake that has swallowed a young boy whole, because it's quite an unusual and striking image. Another song that really stood out to me is one that beautifully says in the lyrics, "People do stupid things." True, but it also is kind of funny because it's this beautiful song and you're not expecting it, and then she just kind of comes out with it like that. So I really wanted to emphasize this. Thank you for watching, my friend. It's really awesome to have you here. I hope that you found that inspirational and you can somehow merge your life more with your art and just make art about who you are and what your experience is like and what your life is like, because that's really interesting for us. For those viewing your art or seeing what you're creating, if you want to share it with anyone, that is, it's really interesting. But it's also a very cool thing to have when you look back on it yourself, because you'll be like, oh yeah, I remember that. That was really fun. Or, oh yeah, that sucked. Thank you for all your comments and likes. They're so beautiful. If you're new, please like and subscribe because it really helps me to know that I'm actually making even just a small bit of difference or adding value to your life in some way, and that means the world to me. Do let me know if you have any questions or any ideas that you'd like me to talk about or create on this channel, because I really want this to be valuable for you and this to be a two-way conversation. Cool.